All right, the Celtics get a win tonight, so I'm pleased. I mean, it's certainly not an inspiring win or a win that you can be like, let's build off of this, but it's a win. If I'm being honest, I'm a little talked out of this game. I just did a whole color cast play by play for it. My opinions on the Celtics the whole game long. So if you were listening to me on there, you've already heard a lot of my thoughts on there. And I encourage everybody to go download the app because it's a cool app, Color Cast. I'll be doing a lot more content on there too. Not replacing any of this content, but just more me. Um, just Color Cast in the App Store, and people are doing play-by-plays, giving thoughts on the games as they go on. I'm obviously doing it for the Celtics, and had a great co-host tonight, Stone Sports. Go follow him too. He's on. I just retweeted it on my Twitter. If you want to go follow him, he's got some great Celtics stuff content too, also from Boston. And yeah, I mean it was a tight game the whole way back to 500s, right, Leonard? Celtics started off very unimpressive, which was scary considering how they ended last game, which was so flat and blowing an 18-point lead, and all the lip service they gave going into this game was, we're not going to let that happen again, and that really stung us, and we're going to come out and firing, and they didn't. They were really flat tonight, and the first quarter things got away from them pretty quickly. Fortunately, towards the end of it, they closed the gap a little bit, and it ended 22-19 after the first. The Celtics were down, and then the Celtics played a little bit better in the second, and then the third quarter was probably their best, even though they just won it by 3. They came out a lot stronger in that one, and stronger overall in the second half. The fourth quarter did get really close, though. The Celtics ultimately win again, 98-92, but it was against a Cavaliers team that obviously doesn't have Colin Sexton, didn't have Jared Allen tonight, and Evan Mobley. The other night was fantastic. Tonight was not good at all. 0 of 11 from the floor for Mobley tonight, and you still had to scratch and claw for a win. So that's again one of the reasons why just because they got a win, I'm not going to suddenly be all excited about them and think they've turned things around. There were a lot of reasons the Celtics should have won this game, and they did. But the fact that they didn't make it easy on themselves, it certainly shouldn't have anybody feel like anything's been righted or changed here for the Celtics. Um, Also, an interesting note to close the game, the Celtics didn't at all look for Jason Tatum when they needed baskets towards the end. It was Dennis Schroder who was the guy that was really closing things out for the Celtics. I don't know if that was because Tatum was struggling with a shot to end the game there, though he did get to the free throw line effectively. This game was 7 of 7 from the free throw line, which is a positive sign, or that they just felt Schroeder had a better matchup. But I took note of that going forward, that Schroeder at least has the capability to score late in games, which is something that is nice to know. And that I do think Tatum is having a little bit of a confidence problem right now, which can certainly be rectified. And that's not something that will sink a career or a season or anything like that. But he's definitely something's going on with his confidence right now as he continues to really struggle. We'll talk about that in a second with the box score. Also, something to note too: Rob Williams didn't play the whole second and a half of this game as he left with a knee injury. Don't really know what the extent of it is right now. Obviously, the Celtics need him to be healthy if they want to be at all good this season or interesting. They don't have anybody on the team who can replicate his minutes at all or be any sort of reasonable facsimile of him. So they need him to be healthy and in the lineup. And Rob really needs that too, because he just has been so injury prone throughout his career that in order to keep developing and becoming a meaningful quality NBA player, he needs to stay on the court. So hopefully it's nothing too bad and it was just precautionary and he'll be back for the next game or in a game after that. But if he misses extended period of time, it's a huge blow to both him and the Celtics. Let's get into this box score before we finish things up. Celtics again, like you said, Leonard, back to 500. They're now 7-7. Cavaliers are 9-6. Weird to have the Cavs have such a better record than the Celtics, but the East has been very strange this year with the Washington Wizards leading the conference. No one saw that coming. I don't think that'll hold, but today that's what it is. Starters for the Celtics tonight. Again, you had no Jaylen Brown. Might be back later this week, but starting his place as always was Dennis Schroder. So it's Tatum, Al Horford, Rob Williams, Marcus Smart, and the aforementioned Schroder. Tatum plays 36 minutes, shoots 7 of 20 from the floor. Not as bad as it's been, but still not great. 2 of 8 from three, terrible. 7 of 7 from the free throw line, encouraging. Not just that he made them all, but that he got to the free throw line that much, which has been down this season throughout the NBA, but also for him. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks for Tatum. So he did contribute in other ways too. 23 points. Solid night for Tatum. Still not shooting the ball well. Is still reason to be, concerned about his start, but in terms of big picture, I still don't think there's anything to be concerned about. But you'd like him to get some consistency going with his jumper. Al Horford played a really great game all across the board tonight. 32 minutes for Al, 7 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 4 from three, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 17 points for Al. Great game for him. Rob Williams in his 13 minutes only took 2 shots. He missed them both. He did have 6 rebounds in his limited playing time tonight before the injury. No points for Rob. Marcus Smart, 37 minutes, 6 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three. So relatively efficient for him from the floor, not so much from three. Still a little too many shots as far as I'm concerned, but with Jaylen Brown out of the lineup, you give that a little bit more leeway. 1 of 2 from the free throw line for Marcus, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and 14 points. And Dennis Schroder really came on in the fourth quarter when you needed baskets. He came on big. 34 minutes for Dennis, 5 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 14 points for Schroder. The bench contributed tonight pretty nicely. Only three guys didn't play tonight: Jabari Parker, Juan Hernan Gomez, Bruno Fernando. Fernando and Hernan Gomez are guys I expect to play more if Rob Williams has to miss time. Grant Williams, 24 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 7 from the floor, including 3 of 6 from three from Grant, 4 rebounds, a steal, and assist. Solid game from Grant. Aaron Nesmith, not great in his 11 minutes, but not awful. 1 of 3 from the floor, 0 of 2 from three. 2 free throws, made them both, 3 rebounds and assists, 4 points. Enes Kanter got some rare playing time after kind of sort of hinting at complaining about it on the old social media. He gets 8 minutes tonight, mostly because Rob Williams missed the whole second half. Pretty solid in his 8 minutes, 2 of 3 from the floor, 2 rebounds. Both of them were offensive boards, which is his specialty, and 5 points for Kanter. Again, a guy you see who should get extended minutes if Williams has to miss time. Peyton Pritchard, just 5 minutes, continues to really struggle. 0 of 2 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three, 2 assists, no points. Just I feel like this coaching staff has kind of ruined Pritchard, which is disappointing, not just because he's an Oregon guy, but because I think he showed a lot of promise, and they've just been all over the place with him. So I don't really know what's going on with him. And Josh Richardson, solid. 9 points off the bench in 25 minutes, 4 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 2 from three, including a big one in the fourth quarter, 5 rebounds, and assist, and 2 blocks. Romeo Langford, 15 minutes, just took 1 shot in his 15 minutes. 1 point, finishes with 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Not good. 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Big number for the Celtics tonight was only 14 turnovers compared to last game, which I think was 23 or 22. So they did a better job taking care of the basketball. In terms of the rebounding battle tonight, 46-42 in the Celtics' favor. That's always going to help you when you win the rebounding battle, win games, and then ultimately the Celtics do again pick up the win, 98-92. Nothing to write home about, nothing to feel great about, but at least it's not a loss. And say what you want about the Cavaliers, they have been playing well this season. So you did beat a team that's been playing well. You just should have beat them twice in a row. There's no reason you should have lost that game the other day to Cleveland, but at least you get it back. And now your next opponent is the Atlanta Hawks, who, like the Celtics, have been struggling mightily to start the season, despite the Hawks having a great run in the postseason last year. They are really not playing well to start the year, and they just got some bad news, losing one of their starters for the season. Why am I forgetting his name? DeAndre Hunter. They're losing him for a good part of the season. The game will be in Atlanta on Wednesday, 7:30. So a meeting of 2 struggling teams. I'll be covering the post game for that. I might be doing the color cast for that too. I'll let you know on social media. So either way, check it out. And I'll talk to everybody later. See ya.